there's something we need to talk about. We want to buy you out. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Into the City, the podcast that recognizes young game changers. On today's episode, we are recognizing a businessman.
Guys, my name is Kabelo Namane and I'm a social entrepreneur. I am a co-founder and the director of a holding company called Global Network Capital, which is a company that has 4 subsidiary companies which all deal with. The main aim here is to change people's lives in the different sectors that we are operating in. Right here with the ACCA, and so we've created a partnership whereby now we're looking into broadening up the space of stock music. So I am the head of department in the stock music.
Okay, so why did you choose the entrepreneurship route?
Honestly speaking, it's something that has been in me, since like childhood actually. But funny enough, I only recognized it after I was done with school to say, no man, I'm actually destined to be an entrepreneur, because I remember in primary school, I used to sell things actually.
Primary school?
At a young age. Like, this is crazy.
What are you selling in primary school?
So, grade 1, I used to sell marbles. I'm not sure if you know marbles. Those small things. I used to play with them, So there was an era whereby, it was like marbles were the end thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have a marble, my guy, you're just a loser. So I just decided, we're in this era. I don't have money, to eat. My mom is a single parent and all that. So let me maybe just find a way to make myself money to buy, snacks and just stuff. And then I started selling marbles. That's grade 1. Grade 4, there was an era now of Goku, the Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Like 5 p.m. in the evening, like
SAPC 2.
SAPC 2. If you're not at your house, like, where are you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I used to do there, I used to watch those guys, and then I'll take my mom's phone. It was the Motorola, and I'll take the pictures at display, and then I take the pictures after it is done. I literally take those typex, the blank pages, and I literally redraw those people, the characters.
So you were like an artist,
artist back in the day. I used to draw those guys spending like gruesome times just trying to make it perfect. It got to a point I was caught.
Oh, and then what happened?
They just gave me a hiding. Like, thankfully they didn't tell my mom at the time,
Oh, because already.
Exactly, So I just got the hiding, and then fast forward to high school, my matric. This is whereby now I was introduced to the forex market. I'm not sure if you the financial market. So there were this group of friends that I was associated with at the time, and these guys were traders, right? But I didn't understand trading at the time, like, what's this trading thing? And then they started explaining, you make money online, But obviously, like any other person, I'm just thinking this is a scam. This can't be for real, right? And then go to a point whereby, there was that one thing that they told me which changed my mind. They're like, there's this kid who's literally 17 years and he bought himself a car. And I'm like,
oh, now I'm listening. How? Through Forex?
Through Forex, literally. And then I was like, nah, guys, you're literally lying. Like, there's no such a thing. This guy's my age. I'm not even at a point to buy a car or buy anything. For that matter, this guy bought a car. So when I did my research on him, I actually found out that he did buy a car. That's when I was now more into Forex. That's when my then business venture of selling kotas. I used to sell kotas in high school.
So you've been a hustler since you're 6 years old.
Basically, I was just hustling. And funny enough, when I was doing it at the time, I didn't see myself as a hustler. I was just like, I gotta make means. I need money.
So why did you feel like at a young age you need to make money? Why?
I think it has to do with the pressure from my other peers. Like when you see someone eating a kota break time and I don't have the money to buy that kota, and I'm like, ish, I would love to also eat like that, but I come from a home whereby my mom is unemployed. She's a single parent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get that everyday feel whereby they're like, maybe here's 10 rands or here's for me to get those things. So it got to a point I was pushed to say, you know what, I want to live like that. So what can I do to actually live like that or to get that money? And for me, it was doing whatever the things that I was doing, selling kotas. Bear in mind, I was in matric.
So how are you balancing it? Because matric, that's when you're supposed to be focused, distractions out, everything.
For me, I don't want to lie. I passed my matric, but I believe it was by the grace of God.
So you're not focused in it because you were on the money part.
I was on the money part because, especially with the forex market, right?
Yes.
it got to a point where I was now trading and I would make crazy amounts on this thing, and I'm like, what? Me passing my matric was solely for my parents or my family because they've put in so much, within the years, and I didn't want to disappoint them or give them or reward them back with the fail. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was hard studying, guys, like, you're making money and now you need to study for an exam. Like,
and the thing is that, like, when you're making money, school becomes like, okay, yeah, all right.
You understand?
I'm going to. How did you actually start forex? Did you learn? Did you do signals?
Yeah, at the time I subscribed for Signals, which
Okay.
was the worst experience when it comes
Why?
to the financial market. I think at the time we found the wrong guys.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And also I think at the time psychologically I was not yet equipped with the type of knowledge which would make me understand to say, as much as this guy is providing signals, but he's also gonna lose. It's gonna happen, right? But for us, it was really painful because our losses are not compared to his losses.
Yes.
He's already there. So even if you lose 5,000,
It's
that's
just-
nothing.
But as it's like,
For us, you'd find that money is literally my last cash that I have literally for the next 5 months. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I started trading forex, but I think the pivotal changing point for me was when I started reading business books.
Okay.
And I feel like the one book that really changed me to be who I am today was a book by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
He's an author from, I think, Japan, if not China, right? So I read this book, which the title on its own blew me away.
What is the title?
It was like Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
How did that book change your life, actually? What impact did it bring to you?
It brought so much impact because Robert, shout out to him first of all, one of the best authors out there. Like him just talking about his experience, and just like his experience literally opened up my mind to such a point whereby he was talking about things that I was facing at the time, which broadened up my aspect. Like he just basically was like, think out of the box.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And don't follow the red race. You know what I'm saying? Whereby they're like, you gotta get education to get to where you wanna be. Education is the key to success. So when he was saying that, as I'm reading this book, and then I realized like there's so much potential in this world. Actually, like I could literally achieve anything that I wanna achieve. You know what I'm saying? So I think it really changed my mind in terms of like the knowledge that it had. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that he was just saying to us, guys, think outside of the box. Don't follow the red race. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Try to do something different, and I think that's how it changed my life.
Wow, that is quite amazing right there.
Yeah.
So now, like, I want to ask, right? What is the virtual mall app? What does it do exactly?
Yeah. Okay, so Virtual Mall app, it's an e-commerce app. The app idea I came up with the app idea last year, right?
Okay.
So last year I'm unemployed. Bear in mind, like I'm unemployed. I'm chilling, ekasi, you know what I'm saying? So, but in my mind, like ever since I read that book, Robert Kiyosaki, I've been reading these business books,
Books
And-
like what exactly?
Okay, the other book was still Robert Kiyosaki's book, and then everyone read why A students work for B students and the C students work for the government.
Okay, wow.
Even the title was like, what?
So you like, okay, wow.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
like-
how this guy positions his books. Eh?
You know what I'm saying? As much as there's a famous saying that says don't judge a book by its cover, but for me, I was like, man, guys, there's something in that. Why A students work for B students and C students work for the government? So I was reading that book, and actually reading that book, that's when I was like, okay, I want to be a billionaire.
Just like that.
Bear in mind, I'm unemployed, I'm living in Kasi. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to be a billionaire, right? And now in my mind, okay, my mind challenges me to say, you want to be a billionaire, but how are you going to be a billionaire? Because if you look at billionaires, I think they make up something like 5% of the whole population.
Wow, really?
Yeah, maybe if not 7. You know what I'm saying? Because I think currently this year we have something less than maybe less than 2,000 billionaires in the world. So to me, I'm like, guys, I want to be part of that gang. That's the gang I want to join, the billionaire gang. But now, okay, my understanding is to say, but how are you going to get there? Because if there's only a minority of these people who are billionaires, who have so much wealth, it really says a lot to say they're doing something different than what the majority is doing. So I want to do, I want to get there. That's when I did my research on these billionaires, and then I realized, okay, we are living in times whereby we're living in the 4th industrial revolution, right? We're moving towards like technology is the in thing right now. our everyday lives are influenced by technology now. And then I realized, okay, the recent billionaires, they are mostly into tech.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So these guys are the founders of your apps like Google, YouTube, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? So when I took that study, I was like, okay, so in essence, you need to really look into the tech space. I feel like the tech space is our now gold.
Yeah, it's gonna be the new world and everything.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, okay, I want to be a billionaire, and I see that we're moving now into the tech space. So I want to have an idea which I can bring to life, which is in the tech space and is gonna change people's lives.
So how did the idea just come out of the bloom, or
It
something?
came through. Okay, I was like, okay, right now I want us to eat tamakota, you know, the ikota, the panicha from Mikas.
Yeah.
I was like, yo guys, machit, like I want a panicha right now, ikota.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, but at the same time I'm tired. I don't want to go out there and get the kota, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be delivered, but we don't have that service. That's when the idea came about.
Okay.
To say, actually, we don't have delivered services for township food. Not only township food, for township brands. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a platform whereby you can buy strictly South African produced products and services. Clothing, like clothes. We don't even have a platform that is online that enables people to to book services online. For example, if you want nails, you can book it on the app. If you want a haircut, you can book it on the app. We don't have that. That's when the idea came about. So Virtual Mall is basically an e-commerce app whereby I'm giving a platform here to the entrepreneurs coming from the township, whereby they are going to sell their products and services on the app. And then for the customers, the benefit is buying 100% locally produced products and services on the app. The key here is it is literally going to be delivered at your doorstep.
So basically, does it cover all places in South Africa, or is it limited?
For now, we're looking into going into the township space because looking at the tech space and looking at the e-commerce space, we have our big game changers like Takealot, but they're not operating in the townships.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Even Uber does
Mr.
not.
D Food, Super, like those people are not operating in the township space, and we are literally left all alone in the township. Like, we feel like we are abandoned. This is where we come in to say we want to exploit that space. We want to go in there and actually really make a change. We're making a change directly and indirectly. How so? Directly, it's obviously for you as a customer, you can buy products that are strictly 100 South African produced, services that are produced locally, and these things are all going to be delivered at your doorstep. The services are going to be rendered at your home. Imagine, you want nails, you just book on the app, and the person comes to your home, they do your nails.
Because that is one thing we need as ladies. That's one thing right there.
Exactly.
So basically, don't you fear of the dangers there is, especially with the delivery, the safety of the delivery man, and also the safety of the business products and all that? How do you face that?
Okay, first of all, my mindset is I don't fear anything in this life.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in God. I believe that everything just happens for a reason, and I believe that through looking at these billionaires, like I say, as I'm doing my research, these guys are facing so many things, you know what I'm saying? And as they're facing those things, they don't chicken out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't chicken out to say, okay, just because something went wrong, now I'm like, okay, now I'm scared and okay, you know what, I'm not doing this. But for me, it's like, yes, the challenges are going to be there, but we're going to face them straight on. And if we have a problem, we're going to find the solution, but there's no backing down.
Okay, wow. So basically, have you encountered such a situation?
For now, actually, the app is still in construction, right?
Okay.
So for the whole year, starting from last year up until now, we've been in vigorous conversation with the app developers because this is a big app. We're going to be having so many game-changing features all incorporated into one. So this whole year was just spent on making sure that we put together an app whereby when it goes out there, we don't have any problems. Okay, we are going to have those minor problems, but we want it when it goes out there, it just runs smoothly. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, just
smoothly as an app that is there from back in the days,
and then that's it.
Yeah.
So what benefits do you provide to retailers, service providers, and customers? What does the app?
All right, so for you as an entrepreneur or as a brand owner, the benefits here are actually you're going to be selling your products to the whole of South Africa.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So this is I'm talking about Uspicho coming from the township, selling, having a clothing brand. He can only access maybe that 5 kilometer radius he can only deliver. But now I'm saying, no, Speech and Thunder, actually come and sell your products on the app. You can now sell it to the whole of South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So the benefit here is actually I'm helping these businesses to also scale up. Because, you know, when you're selling now online, you're selling to the masses of South Africa. There's going to be a point where by now you need to scale up. You know what I'm saying? And scaling up means the business is doing well. You know what I'm saying? And then for you guys as the customers, this is me, but just say, you're going to be getting 100% locally produced items at the comfort of your home. And then services are going to be rendered at the comfort of your home. So if you need a hairstylist, like, it's at night, there's nothing you can do. Those guys are closed. But now there's the app. That's where the app comes in.
Also, the app won't close.
Okay, I mean, of course, we're going to have our times by now. I mean, we can't operate at 1 a.m. now. We come and fixing hair at 1 a.m. You understand? But we are trying to push the limits to the point whereby when we are needed the most, we are there to provide the service.
That is actually quite amazing right there.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, quite an amazing idea. And actually, no, it's a quite amazing business.
It is.
Because it's a business already.
It is a business already. Actually, like, the app will be launched next year and we should be running full force.
So where can we get the app, or what platforms, or is it going to be on Google Play?
Yeah.
Where
so when we publish, it's going to be on your Google Play Store when it comes to Android, and then it's going to be on the App Store for iPhones. For now, we're going to be operating on those two devices, the Android and the iOS, and then we're going to be moving towards the laptops, you know, now desktop version, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, when we launch it, it's going to be available on your app stores.
Okay. Okay, that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for it to come out already, because it seems like this is gonna be a game changer right there. It's gonna be a game changer. So now I'm quite interested on the Global Network Capital company. What is that about? What is it about?
Okay, so Global Network Capital is a holding company. The holding company has 4 subsidiary companies. So in this, here we have 4 companies whereby we're also dealing in tech, we're doing music, events, and also we have a non-profit organization. So with the app, we're going to be into the peer-to-peer file sharing space, right? So this is whereby we're going to be creating another app, but this app at the time, you can literally send anything to anyone and they're going to get it right now.
Like what?
You can send literally anything, any content, whether it's pictures, images, files, whatever. But the person is at the comfort of their location, you're at the comfort of your location. You're literally sending the things to each other seamlessly as if it's a WhatsApp message. You know how fast it goes.
Oh, you're talking about like physical?
No, like you could just send content like videos, images, like anything that you want to send, you know what I'm saying? Documents, audios, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes this, like for example, WhatsApp or Gmail doesn't send everything.
Exactly.
Even the quality becomes bad and all that.
Exactly. So yeah, we're going to be creating that app, and then in the music we have a record label whereby here we are signing artists who are talented in the various genres of South Africa. And yeah, we're just giving them the platform to express themselves and just giving them the platform to actually achieve their goals and dreams concerning music, you know what I'm saying?
So what makes you guys to be a different record label? Because already, you know, the stories about record labels. What makes you guys to be different?
Okay, so for us, basically, the number one thing here is the artist.
Okay.
We are literally focusing on the artist, right? So what makes us different here is there's no exploitation here. There's nothing against the artist or we're going to be using the artists for any remuneration. No, we're literally saying we want to give a platform to these young guys coming from the township who have so much talent in music, and we're just giving them the platform to get to where they want to be. And for us, it's just literally all on them. They're going to be keeping the profits. Literally, all you just need to do, make music. That's it.
And then how do you benefit from that?
I mean, we do have a certain percentage that we're going to take, obviously, for us. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, it's strictly for the artists. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just doing this for the artists. Yeah.
Wow, that is quite amazing. What other divisions does Global Network Capital have?
Oh yeah, like I said, events management company. So here we are managing events. We are saying if you want to host an event but you don't know how to go about it, you know which channels to go to, you come to us. We do that. We rope you in. We do the whole tasking and we sit down with you. And then the last one is the NPO. Global Network Fund. This is just us giving back to the communities, you know, where we come from, to say as much as we have gotten to where we want to be, but there are people out there who are still suffering, you know, there are people out there who would love to get the opportunities that other people might have got, you know, so we are just breaching that gap, providing any essentials that are needed by people coming from the township.
That is wow. That is a company that does a lot of things right there. So where can we find it? Online, social media.
Yes, social media. We have Instagram, Global Network Capital. We also have TikTok, Global Network Capital. So when you go there.
So why did you start this company? Why? What's the idea behind it?
So the idea behind this is multiple streams of income.
Okay.
That's the whole picture. I'm one person, like, I like to call myself not the ordinary entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why?
Because I can tap into any space.
Okay.
In entrepreneurship, you put me in agriculture, I can do something for you.
Okay.
You put me in media, I can do something for you. You put me anywhere, I can do something.
Jack of all trades,
literally. You know what I'm saying? So the idea behind all of these companies is multiple streams of income, but the sole purpose here is to change people's lives, and I want to change them in a broader aspect. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're tapping into so many spaces, which we are even still yet to tap into other spaces.
Wow, so you're not yet done. This is just the beginning.
This is literally level 1
of
39 levels to come.
You
know what I'm saying? So the main aim here is to change people's lives, because I believe that this is something that should be done by our leaders, the people who are so-called the government. So that's why we are diversifying, going to so many industries to say, whatever you want to do, you want to be a musician, come, we have a record label. You want to do IT, come, we have an app. You want to be an accountant, we want someone who's going to count our profits on the app. Like, whatever that you want to do, we are there to help you.
So I want to ask, on the record label, how does an artist come to you? So, like, for example, let's say right now we've got a viewer that is talented. So how can they be in contact with you and be like, hey, listen, I'm really talented, I would love to be underneath your record label?
So you're going to go to our social media pages. It's Global Music Experience. So you just come to us.
So what do you think about the current, how the way music industry is currently now? How do you think it is? How does it look like now?
Okay, honestly, I feel like, yes. I mean, shout out to the guys. The guys are making money, right? But there's so much to music than what we see.
True.
For example, these guys, they create music, and then after that, they're now gigging, and then for them, I think that's like, they're like, okay, now I've made it, I'm gigging, and then that's it. So to us, we want to broaden up that to say, you can make so much money with music, not even considering gigs and all of that.
Okay.
For example, when you look at an artist like Nesty C, he's now signed with a partnership or a deal with Call of Duty. His music is going to be playing now on Call of Duty. That's something, you know what I'm saying? So we want to broaden up the music industry to say, let us just not look into the nutshell whereby we're just saying to create music, put it on the online platforms, gigs, and then that's it. No, you can do so much. There's like your Thabo Mbeki Foundation, for example, they are creating currently the African Museum. Why not have your music play there?
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? We are having so many companies that need ads, commercial ads that are going to be shown on TV. Why not go to those companies and be like, guys, why not play my music in your ads? You know what I'm saying? That's another stream of income that the music industry is yet to look into.
So do you think that your Global Network Capital, especially the record label, is gonna do such?
Yeah, that's that. I mean, for now we do have a partnership with the ACCA, the African Content Creation Agency, whereby our artists are gonna be making music for them. The African Content Creation Agency is basically creating stock footage, right? So this is whereby if you want to create a movie, the guys are there to create the movie. We come in with the music to say you can use the music.
Okay, now I see.
Exactly.
Wow,
so those are the spaces that we are going to tap into as a record label, not just the guys creating music and gigs and then that's it. No.
Wow. So basically, how has the journey been? Like, just being an entrepreneur and you're so plugged in all spaces. How has it been?
Honestly speaking, like, I'm coming from the township. So I think already you know the answer. It's not been easy. You know what I'm saying? Because, coming from the township, I think the biggest thing that we are facing as entrepreneurs is funding. We have so many ideas. Like, if we were to go to the township and do a survey of how many ideas are there's so much ideas that can change the world. But we lack funds. We lack money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, the journey has not been easy. I mean, for example, like, another thing that we are facing is the black on black hate.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Yeah, that's something
Why do you think that it exists?
Honestly speaking, I don't know. Like, we as the blacks, our mindset, it's just not good. You know, because the word that's in my mind, I don't think it's suitable for the podcast, right?
Okay.
But it's just something that I don't even know where it stems from. But honestly speaking, it is really killing us as the black community. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we have this thing in the township to say, why should he succeed with something like that? You know what I'm saying? We kind of like, we're testing our capabilities to say, I mean, Lady P, I mean, now you have a podcast.
Why must I look? Why must I subscribe?
why must you subscribe? Like, who are you? Like, you are just someone from the township, and then the next thing you have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with the journey of entrepreneurship, that's one thing that we are also facing as entrepreneurs. You know, Black and Black Hate, you say, I mean, my name is Kabelo Namane, I'm only 20 years old, and now I'm saying to people I have an app, and then they're like, now. Like, you should be going out to the groove or something.
Yeah, you should be
chasing girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's another thing that we're facing in entrepreneurship, which we are yet to discuss that. We are yet to really look into the depth of it to say, how is it really, really killing us? It's like, it's just
it's horrible.
It's really, really horrible, you know, because if you look at the other races, you know, you're white, you're Indians, those guys support each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they are dominating, you know, in South Africa. And sometimes it's not really because of they do have the funds or whatever. No, but they support each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in the black community, I'm like, Busiso dog, idea again at you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to sell things, like I want to sell food, I want to sell clothes, all into one app, you know, the incorporation of those things. And then it's like,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
How is that possible?
No, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in entrepreneurship, like, it's really, really hard. But even the financial side of things is really, really hard because you know, having to self-fund your business is really hard, especially coming from a township. You're unemployed. Where do you get the money? You understand?
You really don't have a support.
We don't have, like, we're coming from families. I mean, I was raised by a single parent, you know, shout out to my mom. That woman did wonders, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, coming from such a support system whereby the support is there, but the financial support is what's lacking.
Another thing is that, especially in the black community now, people who have connections don't want to help.
That's the thing. Black on black hate. Black on black hate. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of, sometimes I feel like blacks are scared of us surpassing each other in the route to success. You know what I'm saying? Because, for example, if I run the idea to you, you are thinking in a nutshell to say, I just want to get a job. That's it. I want to work. That's all.
Race.
And then here comes Kabelo is like, nah, dog, I don't want to work in my life. I don't want to work for someone else. I want to be the guy who employs other people. I want to be the guy who changes lives. So I want to create something like this. Now, because you see that the capabilities that I have and the things that are in my mind are far greater than what you think about.
But the change starts with our generation already.
You understand? You understand? It really starts with us as the generation. But I feel like even us as a generation, we are too much fixated on the things that are happening on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really care. Yeah, like, we don't really care. Like, to say, Kabelo wants to start a business, and then it's like, okay, and then what? Like, I mean, look at the lineup at Bahamas. Like,
and then you just
look at the lineup at Moloko. Look at the lineup at the mindset of youngsters is just in a nutshell to say what's happening in the now space. We are not looking broadly, and we don't want to help each other to say, oh man, you have an idea. No man, let's see how we can work through and getting that idea to life, because at the end of the day, this thing is going to change the lives of our fellow brothers and sisters. You understand?
So basically, how can we find like-minded people?
I think it's having to change location.
Okay.
Like, that's one thing that I realized, that, you know what, to actually find the right people, you gotta change the location. Because if I'm in the car, say I'm chilling with the guys, you know, I'm talking to the guys in the corner, and I'm like, guys, I wanna run. I mean, these guys are here at the corner. The only thing that's in their mind is maybe where are they gonna get their next weed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you change the scenery, you change the location, that's when now you start to see things. For example, if you come from the township and you come to Joburg, that's when you now start to see that there are actually so much opportunities here. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much motivation when you change location. For example, if you go to Midrand, you see cars like a McLaren just literally passing you.
And you're like, what?
When you're now into those spaces, there's something that happens to your mind to say, but how do I get there? I want to get there. That's where your mind is put to work to say, you got to now start working towards getting there. But if you're still in the same location, you are in the township, like what's going to change? You're going to be limited.
Just going to be limited.
Exactly.
So what advice do you wish you had known before embarking on this journey?
Number one, the fact that nothing is impossible. I think this is something that we need to know, as especially our generation. Guys, nothing is impossible.
True.
No matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, nothing is impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I say when I read books of like Napoleon Hill, he talks about all of these guys that did great things. If you were to think about it, the founder of Ford, the car Ford, which is Henry Ford, the guy didn't even finish school. But his automobile is literally everywhere. The founder of Light, Thomas A. Edison, he didn't even finish primary school.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nothing is impossible in the world that we're living in. Like, that's my motto that I live by, and I feel like I wish I had known that before, because it really builds so much confidence if I keep that in my mind to say nothing is impossible.
Any advice you wish to give to a young person who wants to be like you or be in the same industry as you?
First of all, never think there's any limitations. There are no limitations. I always hear people say the sky is the limit, but we're not talking about the universe.
Okay.
The fact that someone went to the moon, it says something. You know what I'm saying? So never think that in this life there are any limitations. There are no limitations. That's number one. Secondly, we need to be careful of the type of content that we feed to our context. What am I talking? When we look at this glass, right?
Yeah.
The glass on its own, this is the context. What you pour inside is the content.
Oh, okay.
You understand the difference between content and context. So what am I saying? You got to be careful of what you pour inside of the glass. The glass is not responsible for what's inside. You are responsible. The glass is just a carrier of what you want to pour. But you got to be careful of what you feed to this thing. So one thing that I like about the brain is one piece of organ which I believe God like really said maybe for even years before creating that thing. Because when you look at the brain for me is the most beautiful creation, because this thing literally functions according to what you think, according to what you tell it. So you tell the brain how I feel, the brain is like, value I feel. Like, yeah, value I feel.
Actually,
like,
true.
You know what I'm saying? If you tell the brain like, no man, I'm a billionaire, the brain is not put to work.
And then after you notice how everything in the universe communicates and opportunities just bring themselves. So how can we find you online?
Okay, online, my name is Kabelo Namane on Facebook. On Instagram, it's _Kabelo Namane _. So that's where people can find me. Let's talk, let's engage. I believe that there's even so many partnerships that are going to happen, through this podcast. I believe that there are even people who are searching for jobs. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm here to say, as you just heard with the companies that I've mentioned, we need people who are going to operate. At the end of the day, like I said, I want to change people's lives. So yeah, that's where people can find me, and yeah, let's conversate and let's see how we can change the world.
Okay, so before we close off, right, I just want to ask you, where do you see yourself in 3 months' time?
Yeah, in 3 months' time, which will be the next year.
Yes.
Basically, first of all, the app, Virtual Mall. The app is going to be big. We are coming in hot. The big online retail store, which is Take A Lot, they're going to feel the heat.
Oh, yes.
They're going to feel the heat. So I think where I see myself in 3 years' time will be in a position whereby I'm now getting calls from the Take A Lot group to say, hey, my guy, let's meet. There's something we need to talk about. We want to buy you out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do, man. I'm just going to persevere and let's just see what the world has to offer. But I believe that only great things shall come, from God. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the journey, man.
It was nice meeting and speaking with you, Kabelo. And that is it from us. This is Into the City. I wish you luck and success, right?
Thank you. I receive all the blessings.